welcome to episode 5 of the Young Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today we have our first guest, Cayleb.
Hello everyone, my name's Cayleb Pletos. Thank you both for having me on the show, I really appreciate it.
For sure, dude, for sure.
So,
go ahead.
Cayleb, why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit?
So, I would say I'm a businessman at heart. But lately, over the past year or so, I've been focusing a lot of my efforts on YouTube. I would consider myself a YouTuber. I kind of came about it in a unique way. I started, around 12, 13, 14, doing business things. I didn't know at the time that they were, I didn't know that going door to door and asking people if they needed yard work done was really business. I just, I wanted to make some money as, a young kid who needed, an extra 20, 30 bucks here or there. But that kind of transitioned into a bunch of different avenues. And then I found YouTube eventually because it's a beautiful platform that I've been able to combine with my passion, which is cars. I love, cars, the car community, and everything about them. I mean, I could drive my cars with friends all day long if I had the chance.
Yeah. That's very, very cool, man. So what we did want to talk about today is really just like how we all started initially. So really the topic is it all starts with an idea. So Dom, what would you say your first idea was originally? Like when you knew, like I'm a businessman, we all have the same mindset. You know what I mean?
Man, this brings back like memories because it was actually a clothing company.
Oh wait, the Next Generation from KCT. I remember that.
Well, I mean, I guess I was like, I guess I've done like lawn care and stuff and like handed out business cards.
Yeah.
But I never like really considered it as something like that. It was just something to make money.
You just knew that you wanted to do something, make a little cash.
Right. It was like when I was 14. It was like I had a vision and I seen it, and it was like just like a path that I see, I guess, every day. That it just points in a direction, and I just kind of go that way anyway.
Right.
So, and it was the clothing company, and I worked on it probably since I was like 14 years old until probably like 17, about. So
dude, I remember though, like he was all about it, all about next generation. Like he had all these ideas, and he would call it next generation, like records, next generation, like all these ideas, but that's what it all starts from.
And really, those type of things are the end goal, So like, obviously, that might, it can give you a vision. You can see a vision or something that happened to you, and you can. It might not necessarily be that exact thing, but you can, it's the end goal that you really want to be focused on. You do what you got to do now to do what you want to do later on. And that's just kind of how it is. And I think, so it went from there.
Yeah, I can definitely attest to that. Like, I mean, my end goal, I've always had that in mind. Mm-hmm. That's always been, like, the end vision for me. But the way I go about it and exactly how that's portrayed changes and evolves so much based on, like, new things I learn or what's available at the time. Or, I was faced at, like, a pinnacle decision in my life. I was doing really well as an Amazon seller. So where I kind of started out, where I really knew I wanted to be, a business owner and somebody who's an entrepreneur is when I was around 16, 17 years old, and I started selling products online on eBay and, buying them at thrift stores, selling them on eBay. And then I discovered Amazon, which after a while, I started to become really, really successful. And I was a food supplier on Amazon. Very interesting, weird market. But
there's a market for it, though.
Yes, there is.
That's why it's great.
And one of the reasons that food was so great is because people would buy multiple items, and people always need to come back. You're not going to buy the same shirt twice, but you're going to buy the same bag of chips or the same 2-liter of soda probably multiple times.
Right, and like when you're hungry, man, you're going to want it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different kind of like need or want.
Exactly, and then, when I got to a point, I was kind of faced with the decision, like, okay, yes, I am, like, becoming successful in this area of, like, selling food, but, like, I don't want to be a grocery store owner. Like, there's the hustle and there's the drive behind, making something, but it's not, like, it's not what I, like, have fun doing. Like, yes, it was fun to grind and to hustle, but I wanted to, if I had the ability to associate that something with something that I can, like, really enjoy, and that was the car community and still is.
See, I'm kind of the
okay.
same way. Like my passion wouldn't is for business, like the business, and I absolutely do love grinding and going in, and staying, getting in at work at 8 and then leaving at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Dom loves
I did that
leaving
for
at
like
4 a.m.
it's crazy my hours, but and I don't mind it, and I've thought about it, like, do I really want to be in the detailing industry? I don't mind detailing cars. But it's something that I definitely don't want to do forever. But I believe more heavenly on where my passion comes from the business side. So at the end of the day, it really wouldn't matter to what business I'm in as long as I'm doing it, and I'm doing what I love, and that's how it is every single day.
I feel like I've noticed a lot of, once you find that one thing that helps you to go upwards, you can then scale outwards into things like owning multiple businesses and using your money that you made through your one venture to expand outwards. A good example of that is Richard Branson, who owns the Virgin brand. Now they have...
Dude, my dad actually drove him. My dad was a chauffeur. He's not a chauffeur anymore, but he drove the Virgin Galactic guy. And Virgin Airlines and all that stuff. It's pretty cool stuff. But
yeah, it's I remember he kind of talks about going up through one thing, which I believe for him was Virgin Airlines, and then he expanded to Virgin Mobile, Virgin. I think they have hotels and cruise ships.
Right, but he had his one lane that he stuck to.
Yeah,
right.
And you need to get good at that one thing before you expand. And when I was young, and I'm sure you guys have similar stories, is that you're just running to the next shiny thing.
Yeah.
Which that's hard, but sometimes you do have to stick through it. That is a very unique thing that you have to kind of encounter.
One thing is an idea is an idea until you act on it, and then it becomes
Exactly.
a real thing. And people in our mindsets kind of tend to come up with a lot of ideas and try and do little things to make the main thing happen. But once you realize oh, this is really what I want to do, and you go at it, that's when things start going well.
That's when they say the most unstoppable thing there is idea. Because if you can have it and you can see it, and it might not be, like I said, I was talking on a little bit earlier, it might not be that one, full vision that you've seen right there, but once you have it, it's unstoppable. I mean, with the human mind, and that idea is you can't even explain those things on how powerful they are.
And especially with the people you surround yourself with, that's very key. Just like the team that you have that works together on one main thing, and you're all helping each other get there. We talked about this a little bit last time, Dom. Just your team is very important. You can't do it all yourself, but you can do as much as you can yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead. We keep interrupting each other.
Yeah, I know. So I want to ask you, so what's one thing that really inspires you and that gets you out of bed every morning to go, achieve the day?
For me, this is, I would say, a core value. Definitely progress equals happiness for me. So, there's, I get, such a crazy excitement. If I get, 1 subscriber... I'm just rip roaring and cheering.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the growing aspect of a thing, just bettering one thing. I try to start every morning waking up as early as I possibly can. Today I woke up at it wasn't too early, it was 6 a.m.
That's pretty damn early.
And then I love to start my mornings in the gym. It's I really believe in a morning ritual.
Right.
And a way to prepare for the day. This something that really has helped me. And then if I can progress in anything, whether it's health, my family, growing my network, helping somebody else out, if I can grow something, that's really, really cool for me and something that really inspires me. But it also has led to some challenges when transitioning from Amazon to YouTube. It's very, very different because I could mentally justify okay, I need to spend $1,000 on this product because I can look at a number and a statistic that'll say I can probably sell it for $2,000. I can actually physically see the proof in the numbers and everything. But it's hard when you're investing money and putting money into a YouTube channel because it's not a tangible thing. It's not
right.
do I really is this amount of views going to get me this amount of money, or like there's not an exact direct relation to the amount of money you spend to the amount of money that you receive. It's all collective.
Right. So obviously you're doing it because it's your passion. That's
Yes,
what you want to do.
I
You love
very much
cars.
enjoy it. I very much enjoy it.
Right, and you love the idea of just making the content and also just going out to those events and stuff
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So my question for you is like, have you ever thought about just like keeping the Amazon stuff going while you're doing the YouTube channel? You know what I mean? I know it's a lot, but
Yes.
you know, it's not your main passion, but it could drive towards your passion.
Yes. So, what I plan to do is I'm growing my YouTube channel and using that to scale upwards, and then from that, I have, which is this is a key point that I did not have on Amazon. When I was an Amazon seller, I was just basically a glorified flipper. Okay, I would buy a product for $10, sell it for $20. You know, I was just flipping items. There was no reason why somebody chose my product besides the fact that it was the lowest price, and I would make sure I always had the lowest prices.
Right, and it was products that people are going to buy. They're probably not too expensive.
Yeah, you know, if you want to buy a can of Coca-Cola, you know, you don't really care where you get it. You just want that can, and I sold that can.
Right.
The reason why somebody comes to my channel, and the reason why I hope they come to my channel, is because they like my content and the stuff that I provide. I didn't have a brand on Amazon, but I have a brand on YouTube, which there's so much more leverage and so much more longevity to that, which is really an essential shift.
Yeah, and brand building is very, very important. That's something that, you know, I feel like almost everyone struggles with, is just building that brand, like exactly what you want to portray in your image, you know.
Well, there's going to be a day where, you know, you got to do it now, and even if it's your personal brand, who you are, where there's going to be a day where social media, you're going to be locked out. You know what I mean?
It's going to be harder. It's going to be harder
yeah.
to, you know, make an appearance and get noticed on.
It's
anything.
hard on Instagram now. you
That's
know?
why TikTok is
good
key. You know,
right
we've talked about this a couple times, but you know, it's just the fact that their algorithm is, if you have 0 followers, you can get 1 million views. You know, Instagram used to be similar to that, but then it kind of shifted just because of saturation in the area, in the social media network, and a lot of people, you know, taking away the spotlight because there's so many people there. That happens with anything, but you know, whenever you see the opportunity that there is something like that, such as TikTok, it's always good to make sure that you're on there and taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a good rule of thumb, you should spread your social presence throughout as many as you can.
Right, diversify.
Yeah. I mean, diversify. Like, I spend, I don't know, like 10% of my time, my social networking time on TikTok, probably.
Yeah, but that's good though. I mean,
Yeah.
you're on there. I've seen some of your videos on there. Seems like you're doing pretty well on it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Better than me, not gonna lie. My TikTok's pretty sad, but it's okay. You know, I'm still putting a few things out there. Dom, I hope you made your TikTok.
I'm on TikTok.
I do see your videos though. Dom is making consistent videos. I always see like
I've been trying to,
him
'cause
working on cars. Like he'll do a lot of boomerangs. And
I've been
stuff,
trying
but-
to like really focus on like change the whole way my business structure is, to focus more on social media, and you know, more of a media company for auto detailing, not an auto.
Which is so
detailing.
different. That's not a very common thing.
Right. So it's like if I can push, and I've been actually getting a lot, you know, like a lot of traction off of doing it, you know, so I focus more on that. And there's days where I get busy where I can't really do it as much, but I really try to be consistent, you know.
Yeah, I mean, with that, I think you would be surprised how many people would gravitate towards that and watch that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you throw a cool little video of you detailing a nice car, slap some music to it, like, I mean, edit it a little bit. I mean, I'd watch it.
Right.
I've seen videos like that. It got millions and millions of views.
Yeah, I do right now. I do like some time lapse, so it's like so that way.
But it's
like,
something and it's consistent. You know,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
that's what's important.
Exactly.
And that's something that I struggle with too. I mean, like I said, we all struggle with that kind of stuff a little bit.
You're
But
supposed to be making me my vlogs.
I know I am supposed to make your vlog, and that's in the works, Dom. Okay, I'm gonna help him out with his vlog stuff for his auto detailing company.
Yeah, if you guys need a hand, I'd love to help you out.
Yeah, definitely.
Heck yeah.
He's gonna need it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, really, what I tend to fall into is like this thing of just sitting there and working on music and collaborating, but you know, not creating that extra content because it already is content itself. You know what I mean? So that's something that is hard to get over. I mean, what would you guys say was like the best way to realize that, okay, I need to make this content? Because like I know I need to do it, but I'm not gonna lie, I do struggle to just make that extra video and take the time to do it.
Well, when going into like a creative situation, it's hard. Like, you don't want to necessarily think of it like, okay, I need to produce a good song or a good video, because like, you know, creativity doesn't thrive under pressure. one of the things that I do is I try to like seek towards inspiration. Like if there's something cool or unique in the auto world, or I get a chance to do a video with like a cool Corvette or McLaren or something like that. If I have the ability to like do that, I try to associate myself with those things, and then the creative content just kind of comes off of that. Like the video we watched earlier,
Right.
when I went to the Daily Driven Exotics, I got to hang out with those guys and like meet them and stuff like that. That was really cool, and that was an event that I didn't necessarily know what to expect when I was going there, but I just kind of logged my way through the process, and it was, I would say, one of my best videos.
Yeah, very, very cool. Would you say you met a lot of really cool people along the way too? Made some connections and stuff, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was, and still am, very surprised about how like open people are to supporting like me and my channel, and
Right.
I'll meet someone and 10 seconds later they're like, oh yeah, dude, I'll subscribe for sure. It's like, dude, like, thank you so much.
And it's one
like,
person at a time,
yeah.
but that's how it's done organically.
And
That's
I didn't really understand that, and I'm so forever thankful for it.
Mm-hmm.
And just one at a time, it all adds up. Like if I were to explain how to get, I don't have 1 million subscribers, but if I were to explain how to get them, I could imagine the answer would be something like one at a time.
I would probably say the same thing. That's really what it is. It's like we always say, it comes down to hard work, and that's Dom always says hard work, and it's true. It really does.
But I like I said, if you're producing content and just pushing it, and like I said, I firmly believe in just kind of pushing so much content where where they're gonna see your shit no matter what.
Yeah.
But they either like you or they don't. Either one is perfect.
Again, publicity is publicity. You know what I mean? Good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if they don't like it, they're still gonna watch it or they're still gonna stream it. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this earlier today. Like if somebody comments on my video, it's like, oh, I hate this guy so much, and then like, oh, Caleb's such a jerk, and then he goes and tells his friend, and he's like, yo, Caleb's such a jerk, and he's like, I don't know who that is. I'm gonna look him up. I really don't think there's much of a thing as bad publicity. Yes, of course, I'd rather have good publicity.
Right.
But
unless you actually did something bad, but that's not intended. You're
yeah,
not
but
planning on doing
that's not intended. That's just me putting out my content and someone negatively judging me for it. It's not like I have a huge controversy against me or anything.
Right. In worst cases, they might just skip through the video.
Well, people
you know
that
what I mean?
comment
Doesn't matter.
like, well, who are you?
No, okay, come on. Like
haters are your motivators. So
like,
it's like they get
exactly. Like if I'm putting my time and energy into a video and you take your time to call me a bad name in the comment section, like, dude, come on, dude, get a life.
Thanks for taking your time on my video. Really.
Hey, thanks for the view, man.
They obviously are. Maybe they're just jealous. Who knows? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like, you can't let other people judge you negatively for something, because like I was thinking about this the other day in the car. I talk to myself all the time, a lot, and I was talking to myself about this. You can look at let's say there's a group of people, and they walk past a broke, down on his luck, homeless man, outside of the gas station, and he's like, hey guys, like, can I get a buck? I need something to eat. They might walk into the gas station and say, oh, that guy's just lazy, he needs to get a job, he probably does drugs.
But
blah,
they know
blah, blah.
nothing about him.
Yeah, they know
obviously.
nothing about him, and they're negatively judging him. They walk out of the gas station, and they see a guy roll up in a Lamborghini. And they think, oh, look at this rich jerk. He's successful. He probably only cares about himself.
Right.
Like, dude, if somebody's doing good or bad, you're going to get judged. So just do whatever makes you happy, straight up, because no one's opinion matters.
Exactly, and like you can't even judge another person's happiness just by looking at them and wealth or whatever, because it obviously doesn't matter. There's been very wealthy people who are very unhappy, but there's also been poor people, or there is poor people who are extremely happy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's no way to gauge that just from looking over at someone. That's why, in the end, it really doesn't matter what someone else's opinion means or what it is.
And happiness breeds happiness. Like if I go up to someone and like compliment them, I'm like, oh, like I kind of feel better too.
Yeah, it makes
like,
both parties feel good.
Yeah, there's no reason not to be a positive and happy person. You can't have a positive life but a negative attitude.
Yeah, definitely. So going into the next subject, I kind of wanted to talk about what I actually did when I was younger, just with business and kind of how I knew where I wanted to go. So like you guys were mentioning earlier, I started off with, just doing things around the neighborhood, random stuff. So it was like the lemonade stand, like 4 years old, 5 years old, whatever. And then it led into the lawn business, like just mowing lawns and other things like that. Then I was like, oh, I kind of like technology, so I went into like jailbreaking iPhones in like middle school or something.
They're gonna get you for this.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know, such a criminal, right? That was pretty fun to do, Then at that point, I'm like, yo, I really like technology. And it led into making little websites when I was like 12, an online clothing company, eBay online business, drop shipping. And then I found music and I was like, oh shit, this is really what I wanted to do. I played guitar when I was young and then kind of just messed around a little bit with it and didn't really, indulge into it fully. And then it kind of led into what I'm doing now, collaboration and learning the craft of audio engineering and stuff like that. So, 1 second. That's my bad. I'll just have to cut this out. So when did you realize that you found your passion?
Okay, so I knew exactly when it happened. I was sitting in a Wendy's.
That's so specific, but
I'm
glad you know it.
No, I know exactly when it happened. And it wasn't necessarily my direct passion, but it was a passion. So I was sitting in a Wendy's, drinking an orange pop and a chicken sandwich. And I wasn't drinking this chicken sandwich. But,
cut that out too.
No, you gotta leave that in.
We'll leave it in. We'll leave it in.
So I was talking to my mom. So my mom's an accountant, and she worked in business. And she was talking to me about the business field, and like I was at the age, I was a freshman in high school. So I was at the age when, thinking about what you want to do in life was starting to creep up. Actually, I'm sorry, I was a sophomore in high school. I was not a freshman. I was a sophomore. So yeah, like the idea of what I want to do with my life is kind of like on the table here. And she was talking to me about it, and I was like, listen, like after this conversation, I don't even know what it was, but that from that point forward, my life completely changed. I made the decision, and I continue to try to make this decision every day to make my life better. And I was like, all right, listen, I want to go into something business. At first, I wanted like a corporate position.
Okay.
And
which is generally the typical thing,
Yeah, it's kind of like the typical go-to like business position that you want. And then the more I learned about it, the more like we talked about like my avenue kind of changed. It shifted to business ownership. Mm-hmm. And what that eventually transitioned into was YouTube. And people don't really think of YouTube as like a business, but that at my core is what I am. I'm a businessman.
Right, and it maybe wasn't considered that 10, 15 years ago, but now it's like
yeah.
It's what a lot of people are doing, but you just have to be the one who really does it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is very, it's scary at sometimes. Like one of the things I want to do to my channel is I want to bring a new car to my channel. As a car YouTuber, a lot of people, they'll buy a car, build it or do things with that car. And I want to purchase a new car to add new content to the channel. But it's risky because a car is, I have like best,
right.
And then like, there's like both sides, which is like kind of a, it's battle I'm trying to fix.
I would take the risk. Take the risk.
I mean, I'm at the point where like I will be taking the risk. I'm thinking in like a month or so. Thankfully, I've got kind of like a nice buffer because I've got like a month or two. It's winter right now, and I mean, I can't drive like a nice car like that anyways in the middle of winter in Michigan. But that is going to be something that I'm going to bring to the channel. Absolute worst case scenario, we sell it and start making it.
Right, most of it. Now, let me ask you something. What... I don't know if you have this planned out, but what would you say would be your 5 to 10 year goal?
Oh, easy. Okay, yeah, I've got this one planned out.
He knew I was going to ask the question.
YouTube
He might have.
is, like with Richard Branson and Virgin Airlines, YouTube is going to be my way up. And the reason why I chose this way and kind of gravitated towards this is because it has a lot of elements like leverage. You can brand really, really well with it. You can point people in the direction of your products. It'll probably fall into some area of these steps. Once I get to the point where I can actually start selling merch and things like that, I'll have a store and website based off of my brand, and then continuing on to that, growing the channel obviously and things like that. I would like to use this money to leverage on an investment side completely different. Probably like to use the money to invest in things like real estate and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't want to just straight up use the cash. I believe in like real estate from like a leverage standpoint of taking out a loan and things like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like this would be something cool to do on the back side with the website. Hopefully, I can, once I can be selling enough products and things like that. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to like get into some cool brick and mortar business.
So have like a storefront. So
Yeah,
like, what's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
main like business, like like the main lane? You know how we were talking about that. Obviously, YouTube is the lane, but like.
So YouTube's gonna be the lane up, and then the business alongside of YouTube will be like the brand itself.
The brand of it, yep.
I haven't really made a whole lot of decisions along that line, but. Branding into obviously merch and clothes and like products around that area, and then
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I can open a shop. I can open a couple shops. I can
Right. So your whole
stretch
like
it.
goal is really to build a brand
Yes.
that you can have multiple different kind of ins and outs within
Yes,
the brand.
multiple different avenues of income, multiple ins and outs. I don't want to be just a one-trick pony.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. I mean, for my field, it's like as a creative in any aspect, you really have to have surrounding avenues in order to make money and make a living off of it.
Yes.
You have to diversify.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah, and even on the YouTube platform itself, there's so many ways to make money besides just YouTube. You can make money from your YouTube channel. You can make money from sponsoring different things or people. That's number 2. You can make money from your merch and your own business that you promote. That's number 3.
Right.
You can use that money to then invest and make more money, which that's number 4. And then it just goes.
And then also you could link it to like an online store of selling things. Or
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's merch. Maybe it's some sort of creative class where you're teaching other people how to make YouTube videos. Like you
Yeah,
never
exactly.
know what you're really going to want to do 10 years down the road and whatever mindset you have by then.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be in a similar mindset, but things change. Your mindset changes over time. Maybe not the main driver. That might not change, but like other little thoughts are different 10 years down the line. So you might come up with another crazy idea that you end up spending 10 more years on.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons why I made my YouTube channel just Cayleb Pletos, because
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to have that element of freedom. I didn't want to just have it like, okay, Cayleb drives cars, because then all I can do is drive cars on the channel. I didn't want to be limited in that aspect.
Right. Okay. And things can always be changed too. So
Oh,
if you come up with
completely,
another
yeah.
idea, you change.
Yeah, I mean, I can quote many different YouTubers and like for example, Adam LZ. I don't know if you guys have heard of him or not, but
I don't know.
he started in skateboarding and BMXing. That was his YouTube. He was like a BMX YouTuber, and then now he's a car guy YouTuber. Like he just changed his avenue, and he has that ability. And many YouTubers on the platform have that ability, so it's really cool to be able to have that freedom.
Right. Yeah. And that's what a brand does. I mean, it really does give you that freedom to shift and do whatever you really want, as long as you do the hard work in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it comes down to.
And that's where we're at. We're at about 100 videos produced in the last 6 months. Haven't seen a crazy amount of growth yet, but I'm optimistic about the whole thing.
Yeah, dude. And it all takes time. It really
No,
does.
exactly. I'm just really hoping one video just hits hard, and then a bunch of people just watch everything else.
Right, and you'll still stay consistent regardless of if it does or
Exactly,
doesn't.
I mean-
because you love it. You're going to these cool car meets and you're doing all that stuff.
I've been doing this same stuff for the past 5 years. Only difference is now I
You
have
weren't
a camera
recording
in my
before.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I.
And you wish you would have, and that's now that
Exactly.
you're documenting and you have it there. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Dom's gonna have a whole freaking documentary of his business.
I got
for
so many.
however
I
long
got
he does
so
it.
many videos. So many. I get that's why I don't got any more storage on my phone.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting thing I've come up with too, is that I need to learn more about the tech side of it, how to I'm decent at editing, but I'm not an editor or I'm no videographer.
Right, like you'll do it to
Like-
do it, and that's what we do as business people.
Yeah.
But it's like really delegation. That's where that comes in.
Yes.
Just like Dom, you were talking on another episode about delegating someone to do like an operations manager role or something like that. Well, yeah, delegation in a team is very important. Like you make the connections, and you start with a team of a couple video creators who just love editing videos.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you have the music people, and you have somebody who literally just loves driving cars but doesn't want to vlog them. And then you all work together and try and grow your skills. But if you're really not good at something and you can like say I'm not good at this, that means you're pretty smart to say that, because that means somebody else is meant to be there to take care of that for you.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, realizing your strengths and realizing how, what you do good and what you don't do good is just a great way to be able to grow yourself. Understanding yourself is the first step to learning yourself. So
It is, yeah, most definitely. Dom, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I could ask questions for days.
Ask some more questions, man. Yeah.
So, as if what. Like, I understand, like, the YouTube and the things like that, you enjoy and you have a passion for. Is there anything outside of that could possibly, lead into anything else? Like, lead into your
Are you
future?
saying, like, is there any other avenue that you
Yeah,
work
is it
alongside?
that you enjoy as much as that?
I mean, I would say that just kind of boils down to like the core business element.
Right.
Like, that's why I kind of want to collaborate the YouTube aspect with business, with possible ownership of like a second like actual business location and things like that, and then coupling that with real estate and investments.
And you already
like-
do some investing, correct?
Yeah, so I've got all of my investments are in equities right now. I don't have any, like, I would love to have a real estate property and multiple properties.
Right, you work your way there, though,
Yeah, exactly. And like that's kind of like another reason why I'm kind of facing a struggle here. So it's like, all right, do I spend money to buy a new car for the channel, or do I make a down payment on a house? It's like, this is a very tough decision.
Decisions. Yeah.
But I think that in the long run, like, everything will pay. I mean, I know in the long run everything will pay off. You got to risk it for the end goal. That's
risk it for the biscuit. That's what they say.
Oh, exactly.
Yep.
I mean, that's what you have to do. I mean, don't make stupid risks and don't just like blindly put your.
It's all about that
Yeah.
calculated
Yeah.
strategic risk, which we have also discussed. We have
Yeah.
some good topics, man.
Yeah.
Some good topics.
Amazing topics. I think those things we can talk all day, like I said.
Dom, how was your long day at work today?
Oh man, it was exciting, like every day.
Sounded pretty.
Yeah, no,
drained there.
we've just been busy. You
Yeah.
know, so it was just like, last 2 weeks I went home after 3:00 in the morning, and it just like, it's still like that. Maybe not this week so bad, but it's like, just kind of pushing, and I enjoy it, but, it's like, there's nights that I get, want to relax and don't want to do it.
You gotta do that
I
sometimes.
gotta relax
of course.
sometimes, but I mean, everything's going, really good. We're growing and, getting more customers and different companies that we do work with now. Picked up a couple of different companies and things now, so
Yeah, very cool.
yeah.
Very, very cool. So really, I don't have much else to discuss on here. Do you guys have anything that you'd like to say? Obviously, we can share your YouTube channel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you want to say the tag to your YouTube.
Yeah, so on YouTube, my name is Cayleb Pletos, CAYLEB PLETOS. That's right, guys. I have a Y in my name. I get that a lot. But so I produce a lot of just car vlogs and me following different cars and going to as many rallies and car events that I possibly can.
You've got energy. I've seen the videos. Lots
And
of energy.
That's one of the things. So like, again, okay, yeah, backpedaling here. Playing on like my strengths, I didn't really realize that, but like as a young kid, for the first like 10 years of my life, after I got to like 10 years old, for a while in the beginning of my life, I was like really big into like acting.
Okay.
Like I was in a couple commercials, I was
Solid.
in a couple plays and like stuff like that. And I just kind of, I'm really good at like presenting to a classroom.
Right.
Or and then like I have the energy, and I kind of, I'm playing off my strengths here.
Right.
I know that this is what you need. A lot of people, and like, I mean, including myself here, there have been times where I look at the camera and I'm just like, I have no idea what to say. I trip and fumble over my words.
And that's how it
but
goes
like,
sometimes.
Yeah, I guess at the core, just be genuine and tell people exactly how you feel, and you can never be wrong.
Right.
Like if I tell somebody, hey guys, listen, this is my exact opinion on this car, no one's gonna call you out and be like, hey, listen, this is not true. Like, yeah, that's my opinion.
It's my opinion. It's my channel, my business.
Exactly.
That's why it's the best. That's why we love business. That's why we're in it. Because it's your thing. You're doing it for you, and no one can tell you wrong. They can hate on it, but that doesn't mean anything, Just because they hate on it, whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, like, consistency is key too. Like, not just in like your practices, but like in your like day to day. That is one of the things that like it can either be or for me, it can either be my absolute biggest advantage or absolute biggest like disadvantage.
Yeah.
It's like my consistency. Like I said, like I thrive off of like a daily scheduled routine, and like if I don't have that, I am just lost in the clouds.
Yeah, and everyone's a little different,
Yeah.
I usually shift back and forth. Like sometimes I enjoy the daily routine, but sometimes I enjoy just setting things at random times. Like I'm consistent and then inconsistent, but I'm trying my best to be as consistent as possible over a long period of time.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm trying to get better at in 2020.
Yeah,
Straight up is my consistency and like my having that, I call it an anchor, like something that you can always go back to. For some people it's fitness, for some people it's meditation, for some people it's like walking your dog. Whatever is that one thing that you like kind of clears your head, focuses you can think, you can, some sort of therapy, I guess you can call it.
It's your videos, man.
Yeah, and like for like having that consistency, it's like a really, really, really big advantage to have.
Definitely. Dom, do you have anything else to add?
Not really.
Okay. It's all right. You had a long day. You had a long day.
I mean, I'm still listening. I'm really actually like just listening. And it's that because most of the time when I meet somebody, I like to listen about.
Right.
So that's what I would rather do. That's what I kind of like about this one. It's just where I can kind of listen.
Yeah.
Hear what you actually have to say. See if you're, see if I have to call anybody out on some BS,
Dom does like calling them out,
No, but, it sounds like, you got a lot of stuff going for you, and, and it's like everything that you want to, do anything that you want to do. I'm always looking for anybody to have success, even if one person can't get it with you, it's... don't look down on people. So, I wish you nothing but success.
Same to both of you.
With that, we'll see you at the top,
It was really good to have you on our podcast today.
Thank you very
we really
much.
appreciate it. Man, I couldn't think of a better first guest. Like, honestly. Like, I haven't seen you in a while. We actually went to Grand Valley together. We rushed a fraternity freshman year.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other. But, we never really got to know each other until, like, now.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're both adults. We're both at the point in our lives where it's like, listen, like, if I, like, we're both busy, we got things going on, but, like, if you hit me up, if I hit you up, like, I got you, like, it's...
Yeah, now we're going to be working on some stuff in the future.
Of
and
course.
It's great. Also, if you have anyone else that's, like, interested in just talking about their passions, we'd love to have them on here.
Yeah.
And you're welcome back whenever, if you want to come on the next episode or 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. Doesn't matter, hit me up and you're welcome, dude. You can come right on.
Yeah, I've got a couple people on top of my mind. I'll hit them up and see if they've got it.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening. We will speak to you soon. Have a great day.
We'll see you on next episode.
That ending was rough.